Welcome to Letting Go with Aloha. Today's special guest is Ciriaca Yolanda Sabio. She guides powerhouse women to stay strong, sharp, and in control no matter what life throws. So I'm really excited to hear her story. She's a health and life coach. She's a grandmother. Love to hear about her journey. And she's a co-author of Reflections on Aging, which is an Amazon bestseller anthology. Let's welcome Ciriaca.
Hello.
Hello. Thank you. Thank you for being here. She just came off another podcast, so she is in high demand. We are so lucky to have you. So let's start off where, because I know the reflections on aging. How do we redefine aging? Because it's become a challenge, I think, for many people in their roles we were just talking about it earlier, to be let go because of the retirement age. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I think it's not about an external thing. The external force is okay. We're letting you go because of a certain age, but that could be a gift for you. It really could be. It doesn't have to be a negative thing, like society says it is. It could give you the opportunity to do something different, something maybe you've been wanting to do, or maybe to enhance what you're already doing in a different way. You know, we all have heard when one door closes, another door opens. That could be the door opener for you. You know, the fact that companies have still this mindset about you're a certain age, then out to pasture.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't have to be your reality, you know. So you take control of that scenario, of that thinking, and make it work for you. It's not serving your best interest if you say, "Well, okay, I'm being let out to pasture, and I'm not needed." Yes, you are. It's an opportunity.
I love that. It's all about perspective and opportunity, because I think it does feel probably like a rejection, right? When you're told, wait a minute, we just need to let you go, whether it's age or not. Some people, I think, who, they just really are passionate about their career and their
Yeah.
job, and they're let go. So I think it's redefining not even aging, but what you mentioned, like redefining who we are. So I know you help women. I love this. Like no matter what life throws at you, how do we even know? Like when you help your clients and they say, I don't even know, who am I? How do you handle
I think, yeah, I believe it is a remembrance of who you are at your essence.
that?
You
Really
know,
describe that.
okay. A lot of us as children had ideas, had dreams, had goals that as we grow up and we have more responsibility, we kind of let go of.
Hmm.
And we don't think that that is really a part of us anymore. But how many times, or when was the last time that you actually revisited? It might really begin to spark some ideas of who you are, what is right for you at this time of your life. I believe that we go through life in stages and phases. What stage are you in right now? What's needed for the stage that you're in? It may not be, what you needed in the last stage, but it's a reevaluation of where you are and where you want to go. And it takes time to do that, and I help women do that.
So what's your suggestion if they are in that confused? Sometimes, you're either in depression mode, confusion mode, or just apathy. Like maybe you don't even want to know who you are because of the fear of, what if I don't like what I see? How do you manage? That's a deep question, but how would you help someone who, and I'm sure they're there for that reason, right? Like, I don't even know where to start. I don't know what my true essence is or when I was last happy. People are really stuck in that depression mode.
Yeah. So, it truly is then thinking about, taking some time to think about, well, what is it? Maybe close your eyes,
Mm.
take some time to contemplate what your heart is telling you, what your body is telling you. I think sometimes we lose the connection with our internal self, and it really requires a going back and revisiting it,
Mm-hmm.
maybe visiting it for the first time, but it's taking that time to look inside, because I don't believe that change happens on its own. Change happens when there is a change in your way of thinking and looking at the situation. That's when you begin to open up possibilities. If you're closed and I know this is going to happen and I know this because that's the way it's always happened,
Yes.
then you're going to stay stuck. Open that up. Begin to open it up and see what the universe has for you.
I love that reminder, because I think you're right. We're just thinking, well, I can't go there because the last time I went there, it didn't, I didn't do well. But knowing that each time you revisit, what if it's the best time of your life?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Each decision that we make at this time and place impacts what's going to happen next, what our life will look like. So take that time to make the decision of what do you need now, based on looking at what do you hope to get down the line.
Mm-hmm.
So what do you need to do right now? And don't worry about what the world says, because
That's what stops us.
somebody is always going to say something. Somebody is always going to have an opinion, a judgment, whatever. But you can't let that cloud you regarding your life and the next steps.
Wow. So your grandsons, I'm sure, I think they're the luckiest grandsons in the world. How do you think your presence, your messages, just being with them from birth on, can you share their ages?
Yeah, 13 and almost 15.
Wow. So teenagers, a whole different species.
Yeah.
What do you notice? Because I love when you share, even on one of your grandson's birthdays. He's avid reader, just the way you can feel the energy when the photo was taken.
Yeah. My belief is I live with them, and my purpose here is divine. Okay. I am here in their life and they're in my life for a reason. And it's an opportunity that I don't take lightly. It's an opportunity for me to share my values, how I was brought up, and not to pounce it on them, but share the goodness that I grew up with, and to help them understand and appreciate their past, their lineage,
Mm-hmm.
and help them make decisions today, as well as give them freedom to choose. So I have the opportunity, many times I take one of them, the oldest, to school and I pick him up. So we have like a 15 minute, sometimes could be longer, California traffic, to really have some deep conversations. And I listen to them, I share. I tend to be a quirky grandma. I dance a lot. I love music. So they get that. And then I will be playing maybe some jazz or something, because I love to listen to jazz too. And I say ask them, what instrument do you hear? Because I want them to be able to distinguish a trumpet from a clarinet, a piano, a guitar. I want them, those are skills, that listening and gaining knowledge. So it's every chance that I get, and I can't tell you what I'm going to do, what I'm going to say, but it happens. And it is a true, intergenerational communication that we have. And I love it. I feel it's a gift for me and it's a gift to them.
Well, I love how you said that it is a gift, because I think sometimes when I talk to grandparents, it's like a burden because they have to do this and this and this, and then make sure that, they just feel like they're playing the parent role. But let's take a mini break. And when we come back, we're going to ask you more about the reflections on aging, maybe the chapter that you wrote, and just we never talked about like your success story. Like, how did you get from here to there? So
Okay.
stay tuned.
Aloha. I'm Karen Gibson, a wife and mother of 2 adult daughters who wrote Mama's Gotta Let Go, How to Let Go Without Losing Your Sanity. I also founded Brain Builders, a private tutoring business in 1999, whose mission is to prepare students to succeed in and out of the classroom. As a certified neuro-linguistic practitioner, I help my clients rewire their brains to improve communication and problem-solving skills while overcoming limiting beliefs. I recently co-authored The Power to Rise Above, along with 29 women across the globe. I founded Letting Go with Aloha in 2019, mentoring stressed parents to navigate their journey with peace instead of pain. In 2021, I wrote 100 parenting tips inspired by the pandemic, which started out as 100 parenting video tips on Instagram and TikTok. My mission is to be an important resource for parents so they can raise responsible, resilient, and resourceful children as they prepare for adulthood.
Okay, we're back. So let us know more about the reflections on aging anthology. What was your mission when you wrote that chapter, and tell us a little bit about it?
Sure. It is an anthology. It was 13 women all together, and each wrote, their own chapter based on their experience. And me being a life and health coach, mine focused on health. And it was called Choosing, I have it right here, Choosing Health Span and Not Just Lifespan. And the reason why I chose that title is because, lifespan is one thing, the length of time that you live. But health span is how you live throughout that lifespan, that time frame. And, are you going to live, let's say, to 100? Because a lot of people live to 100. It's not a big deal anymore. Are you going to live it with no independence, relying on someone else? Are you going to be able to get on the toilet and get up by yourself? Are you going to be able to reach that item on the top shelf and be able to bring it down with ease? Those are the things that we sometimes take for granted when we're younger, but it becomes more important as you grow older, and some of those things are compromised. You may not be as independent as you remember yourself 10, 15, 20 years ago. So it's truly about choosing health span by daily intentional actions. Does it mean that you're 100%, you're on point all the time? No, because no one's perfect. But I say you should be consistent over a period of time. Then you're going to see the fruits of your labor, so to speak. So that's where my whole chapter is focused on.
I never thought about that. I think we always look at lifespan and we don't really think about like the daily habits that become our health span.
Yeah.
Very, very creative. And I think a lot of us, some of us are focused on that. And then you have other people who say, I'm going to just enjoy life and eat whatever I want, do whatever I want, and end when it's meant to be, which it's a very different conversation. But anyway.
Again, we always have choices.
Yes.
We always have to live with the consequences of our choices. So it's, if that's how you want to live, we all live. We can't escape the consequences of our choices.
Oh, I love that. That's a good quote. You cannot escape the consequences of our choices. That should be on a t-shirt.
I know, right? Oh, that's a good idea.
Yeah, especially with kids, because they don't realize, at age 7, and when you talk about them, the sugar intake, that now you don't see any effect. But you do this for decades and decades, not to scare them, but that becomes a habit, which becomes, as an adult, you just, remember like the inner child thing. You're like, oh, I think I'm going to feed my inner child, but then you go overboard, and then your son is like, oh, I don't know why we did that.
Yeah. It's interesting. One of my grandsons, the youngest one, about 2 years ago, I think, he did a little video, and I put it on social media about his grandma and how health conscious she is. It was so funny, but it was real. I'll share it with you.
I would love to. What is the one thing that was like the funniest, or like?
Oh, he went into the refrigerator and said, "This is not good for you. You can't eat this."
Oh my God.
He acted out me. It was so funny, but it was like, okay, at least you learn.
Well, I remember I didn't realize that my daughters today, like, did you see how many milligrams of like sugar? And you have to make sure there's like a formula. And I just thought, look what I started. When they were little, you just think that, and then you think, well, is 6 grams? I mean, if it's just that much, no, Mom, but da. And then also there's the amount, because it might say like 16 grams, but if you're only having like 2 tablespoons of the granola, but that's like a lot. But you know what I mean? It really shows you what they take in.
Yes. And they're always
years. I know. Can you imagine? That's why my 29-year-old, remember, Mom, when you said, and I thought, I don't think I said that. Oh my gosh, you know what? Sorry, that's so funny. Did you hear that?
No, I didn't.
Oh, good. I think how they say that when you're talking about someone, that there's my daughter just called, but fortunately this is pre-recorded. I thought I shouldn't have said anything. I thought it picked up because her ringtone.
Oh,
I'm like, wait a minute. And I have it on silent. That's the thing. Weird. But I think the question that I think all of us want to know is just your life story, because I haven't interviewed anyone in a long time where you're just intrigued with what you're saying. I'm serious, because I think you're saying things that we wish that we knew decades ago, right?
Yeah.
And maybe things that we don't really think about, health span versus lifespan, or just what you do like every moment, or oh, you know what I'm doing right now is divine. And like, what does that mean?
Yeah.
You get a gift. But a short story. What is like from your early adult to like here? I'm sure there's a lot of twists and turns. How did you get here?
Well, health and wellness, which is, I say, is the foundation of my work that I do, was in me from I was certainly in my 20s. In my 20s, I was a vegan. So I'm in my 70s now. So that's 50 years ago. People didn't even know about being a vegan at that time, but I was, I even wrote my college thesis, and I graduated college in 1973 on nutrition in the Black community. That's what my thesis was. Wow. So that was in my head way, way back. I don't know where it came from, but I was going to
say, were you inspired by someone, or was it just something that?
I think it was just always a penchant of mine. I geared towards studying biology, and I love that. And I consider myself sort of a science nerd to a certain extent. So I was living that lifestyle in way back when, and I didn't go into that professionally, but it was always a part of me. I later taught Zumba. I was a group fitness instructor, and so that was something that I did because I loved it, and I still do love, working out and dancing. It's just something that I know is important in my life for me, and I've seen the benefits of it. So it's been a part of, I got a certification in health coaching, then I got a certification in positive intelligence, which deals with your whole mind.
That's how we met.
Yeah, that's how we met. So it's been a part of me, though I have not worked in the corporate world as that. It's been a part of my world, what I chose to do. I worked in human resources in the corporate world, and I worked in financial services in the corporate world. But what I did on the outside was all about health and wellness. So that's what I do now that I'm semi-retired. That's what I've chosen to do because that's what I love.
Beautiful. So I think that you found your hidden gift and you did not see. So when you retired, talk about that. Like, how do you know when to retire? Or did you know? Like,
yeah, I knew because I got laid off.
Okay.
It was during, a low economic time in this country, so I was laid off, but I said, it gives me the opportunity. And I was on severance, for a while. And so that gave me at least some income while I was building, what I really want to do. And it's been about 3 years now. And I love it. It's what I was meant to do. It's what I'm here to do and to share with other women. And it brings me joy.
I can tell. Your energy.
And it allows me to dance. And your audience may not know that, but you know that, Karen. I love to dance.
And you have to share your Facebook and your Instagram so people know to follow you and see. You have to see just such warm-hearted, funny, very like if you're in a bad mood, you just look at Ciriaca's videos and you're like, or you laugh. So where can they find you?
Well, I am on Instagram. I am on Facebook. I'm on LinkedIn. Probably is not as much as I should be, but I am on LinkedIn. So that's the best way to find me. And then I also, I sent you my bio, I think, and I have my website.
Yes, and it's on the bottom.
Okay. Yeah. So, I am findable, throughout social media and elsewhere. Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of people are like, oh yeah, I don't do social media. That's for the youngins. But what's your take on like telling people that it's not just for youth and it's not a waste of time? It's fun though, isn't it? Sometimes if I just have a few minutes doing like a 30-second thing, there's something about uplifting. Like what is the joy in?
Yeah, you find out what other people are doing of all ages, which is nice because you may not come in contact with those type of people in your daily life. So it kind of gives you, this is what they're doing. In terms of redefining aging, there's so many other content creators on there that are all about, they're in the 60s and 70s and some, in the 80s and are living a fabulous life and are sharing it. So that's a place to get inspiration, to get new ideas. It's, it's not all poo-hoo and it's not all just one generation. Everybody of different generations are on there. And you just have to manage your time in terms of how much you can be in it because it can suck you in.
Yes.
Okay. So you have to manage your time.
I love that part because I think that's what it is, the social media addiction, how they're saying a lot of kids are, being influenced on a negative side because they feel like they should look like this or they, people are having like surgeries to like change the way they look. But I love how you have the hidden gift of there are bright sides and even inspirational videos that might even spark your new passion, right? Because you might not even know.
That's right. Absolutely. Yeah. I belong to a group called Celebrate the Gray. And
I love that.
Yeah. And it's actually a casting, what's the word? Agent type of thing, So a lot of the women in there then become ambassadors for different products. If women who want to go into showing aging in advertisement, so there's a lot of different avenues that you go through. And the woman started it, just because there wasn't enough representation of aging women, especially women who are graying, gray hair. So there's a lot of, opportunities that are there for you.
It sounds like a good support system too, because I think as you get older, and then there's so much, especially with technology and just the knowledge that we need, that when you become a part of that group, is it both men and women, or is it?
I think she just has women. Yeah, it's women. Yeah.
So is she always looking for new seniors to join, or is there like
absolutely. Absolutely.
Wow.
Yeah, it's called Celebrate the Gray.
Celebrate the Gray.
Yeah, yeah.
So they're on Instagram as well, I'm sure.
Oh yeah, she's big on Instagram. Yeah.
I'm going to look that up.
Yeah.
Okay, last question. What would be your life motto? If someone asked you, if you had to live by one motto, what would it be?
Bring joy into your life. Every day, there is a piece of joy that, how right now, I see some leaves on top of you. Your
Yes.
Grab one of those leaves. There's some joy in there for you. Take time for the little bits of joy that are sprinkled on your day and be grateful.
That is such a beauty. You got to write a book on quotes by
After I watch this, I'm going to write them all down because I don't know what I said.
That's why it's good that it's recorded. I cannot believe, just because I just saw that. That's pretty, but when I walk my dog, sometimes you see like different leaves, different, like I love seeing feathers, but I think when you're focused on it, and then all of a sudden it is a little bit of joy. We don't have to find like the big joys, right? To feel that sweetness of life.
Yes.
You are such a joy. I am so glad that we met through PQ. If anyone doesn't know, PQ is Positive Intelligence. It's a program where I'm meeting a lot of amazing people, and I'm just so grateful that you agreed to be on Letting Go with Aloha. And I just look forward to staying connected with you, because I think you bring joy to whomever you interact with. So thank you.
Well, thank you. Thank you.
Take care and enjoy the rest of your day.
You too.
Bye.
Bye.